Hi, I'm Dan Thomas, founder of Transgender Talent, a talent management company in Los Angeles, California area. And today I'm talking to writers, directors, and producers out there who've got questions about transgender characters being added or written into their scripts. So, probably the biggest difference you can make is thinking about how the transgender character is going to be introduced to the audience. I see a lot of scripts coming through where that's nebulous. They haven't thought that part through. And honestly, if you think it through, pretty much everything else is going to fall into place. You've got to decide whether the transgender character is coming onto screen by appearance or by dialogue. Just that simple. And then if it's by dialogue, at what point? And so, let's say you want the audience to know that the person's transgender as soon as they see them come on camera. Well, that requires a different type of transgender actor in appearance than someone else who's got to be introduced by dialogue. So, these are the ones who maybe look like me. They kind of look like both genders. Their voice is low. They've got this look about them. It's like, I think they used to be a guy. That's kind of like what you would look for when somebody comes on camera and they immediately go, that's a transgender person. And you don't have to introduce them in the dialogue. The age at which a transgender person transitions impacts how they look today. So, someone who transitions at a very young age, you can't tell they were born as another gender. And they look like a fashion model then. Literally, you can't tell by looking at them that they were born another gender. And I can't. And I'm an expert at it. And I can figure it out after I sit and talk with them for a few minutes. But those people are the ones that would have to be then introduced in the script instead of by their appearance on camera. Some of them are so perfect looking that there's no way, even with hair and makeup, you could make them look like the other gender very easily. It'd be like taking any other actor and trying to make them look like the other gender. Think that through. Decide what you want to do. If you want to introduce them as trans as a surprise later in the dialogue, you really need somebody that the audience can't tell is transgender, that looks like a fashion model. And so that's the kind of difference of the kind of thing that you need to put in your breakdowns when you're advertising for a transgender person too. Once you've thought that through, see how that falls into place now? So you've decided they're going to appear as transgender on camera at the very beginning, or they're going to be introduced in the dialogue. If they're introduced in the dialogue, they could be anywhere on the spectrum, and it wouldn't really matter, especially if it's right at the beginning. They come on camera, and you don't quite know, or you do know by looking at them, and then somebody makes a comment, oh yeah, they're transgender. Or the character themselves says that, as in the case of, I believe it was in Difficult People. They did that on where the trans character came on camera and said, I'm transgender, in the very first part of the dialogue of their very first introduction on camera. That can be done. Think that through. Then put it in the breakdown that you're looking for people who appear transgender, or who it doesn't matter, or that it's that they look like a fashion model. A fashion model, the terminology is so vague, but so descriptive. Everybody gets that. And so you put fashion model in there, everybody in your creative staff's going to understand. Every agent and manager and actor, when they read fashion model, is going to go, oh, they look like exactly like what you'd expect a woman or a man to look like. It's not gendered. So when you use the term fashion model, it's very, 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 it's non-gendered, because there's male and female fashion models out there. So it's just a good way to define that, because all too often we get actors showing up and the managers or agents haven't asked the right questions of you guys, or maybe you guys haven't even thought it through. In fact, I've had scripts like that where I've seen the breakdown, seen the log line or the synopsis for the thing, and I'm like, it just doesn't tell me enough. So I write the casting director, they go back to creative, ask them what's going on with this, and they come back to me like, oh my god, we never realized we had a choice. Okay, so now you know you had a choice. Make that decision as to what you do, and that'll impact all the rest of the stuff. It'll impact the breakdown, which impacts the casting, which then impacts everything else to do with it. And so then you'll find that things will run much smoother if you just define that one critical piece. Where is the actor? How is the character introduced to the audience as trans? So, hope that helps you. I'm Ann Thomas.